Hello, ladies. Coming to you today to talk about follow-up and the fact that the fortune is literally in the follow-up, you guys. The follow-up is where you're going to remind those people that they once wanted to buy the product or they once wanted to join the opportunity, to bring it back into their mindset, right? Because even though you and I are living and breathing probably this business a lot on a daily basis, not everyone is the same way, right? Before joining Senegence really isn't your life, or isn't something that you do or think about every single day. So put that into perspective. The fact that follow-up is going to be key for your entire journey on long-term success in this business. And that goes for both retail sales and that goes for recruiting. And honestly, probably the strategies are fairly similar that you're going to use. Maybe not 100% exact, but the matter of the fact is you're going to have to follow up with them and not the other way around, right? So, fun fact for you guys, most people require 3 to 7 touch points before making the decision of yes. So, 3 to 7 touch points on this amazing lipstick, right? 3 to 7 touch points on the business opportunity and what it can do for them. Touch points meaning coming into their mind, seeing it on social media, seeing a really good business opportunity post that has them thinking, holy smokes, she paid all of our groceries this week, thinking about Senegence. Or a message, right? That's a touch point too. But they're requiring 3 to 7 touch points before they say yes. And giving them time to think about this, because I know some people have said, I've reached out to them and they act interested, but then they don't get back to me, right? So who's had crickets before where you reach out to them, they say they're interested, they're super on board, and then they go crickets? Well, here is the fact, guys, and this is super key to realize, is the fact that timing is everything. So timing for them on whether to join your company and your team and you on this journey, that is key. And whether or not they can afford or they're ready to pull the trigger on their lipstick if they just bought some from someone or just invest in a lot of skincare, right? So before I joined this business, I had invested in a ton of skincare from a competing brand. So I didn't want to just throw all of that out, right? So without starting this business as a distributor, I probably wouldn't have jumped in with the skincare part. So the timing would not have been right, right? So also, likewise, if someone just bought a house or is in the process of buying a house, things like that, the timing just might not be right for them. They might be truly very interested in it, but when the time is right for them. So regardless of the fact that they acted interested, it just might not be the right time. So keep that in mind, that you might just have to go back and follow up with them 3 months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, because guess what? You're still going to be here. You're still going to be building your team. You're still going to be working this business. So the fact that they don't want to jump in right now, that's okay. That's okay. They don't have to buy their collection right now. They don't have to buy their skincare. They don't have to join your team right now. But it's your job to keep them on your radar and to follow up with them. All right, you guys? So thinking about, is it the right time for them to commit or not, especially when joining your team, think about this. If it is not the right time, and say they're moving or changing jobs or things like that, and they join and their life is hectic, this is just going to be one more added stress on their plate that gives them a reason not to do it, right? So they won't be successful if they don't have a good start. So don't push them into starting sooner than they're ready. Of course, there's people that I've, especially on our team, that I've kicked in the butt and I said, girlfriend, you're acting so, interested. We had this conversation. When are you going to do it, right? Some people do just need a swift kick in the butt to get themselves moving. But for the most part, the timing is going to be key for everyone, and they're going to let you know when it's right for them as long as you keep following up. So let's see what else I hear. This is a no-brainer, because think about it. Everyone's job, like I said, is not lip sense, but don't expect them to follow up with you. It is your job, literally, it is your job to follow up with people on the products and the opportunities. So don't put the ownership on them. It is your job to make those 3 to 7 contacts in order for them to make a decision. So when it comes to the business opportunity, I know we have on our team something called Sneak Peeks. And basically it is a event in a group on Facebook where we talk all about our team and the commission levels and how we work our businesses and when we work our businesses and the perks of our sisterhood and all kinds of amazing stuff. So when someone's interested, we put them into a sneak peek, right? So we put them in there and then you say, hey girl, I'll add you to this sneak peek and then we'll chat or something right along those lines. And then you go to chat with them after and you hear crickets, or they say like, I liked it. Like, how did you like it? Good, right? A one-word answer. Don't ask one-word answers because that's what they're going to give you, right? Because they're probably overwhelmed and you're asking them these loaded questions. They're not really sure. So asking something, when you follow up, asking something like, what did you like best? Or what stood out to you the most? Or based on what you heard, what fears do you have about joining the business? Basically, engaging questions. Ask them engaging questions. But before this step, learn those questions, engaging questions, get to the root of what they're feeling and what they're thinking. When you add them to the sneak peek, key is set an appointment time to follow up with them, right? Some people, depending on who they are or when they join or what works best for you, you might say the event runs from 9 to 10. Say, let's follow up at 10:05 as soon as the event is over, right? And you can jump on the phone if that's your style. I might not be up that late, depending. So you might want to work something that's mutually beneficial, but set an appointment to get on the phone and talk about it. And basically set an appointment that it would go in their calendar and it would go in your calendar too, right? So it's just like any other appointment. You say, girlfriend, I'm going to add you to the sneak peek. Let's catch up on Wednesday. Does 5:30 or 7:30 work best for you, right? Give them 2 or 3 time options. You don't want to say, I'm available from 3 to 10 p.m. You're busy. Your time is precious. Give them 2 to 3 time slots for them to pick to discuss the business opportunity with you. And that is an appointment. So when people say, I don't want to be pushy in the follow-up, raise your hand again. Who else has felt like they're pushy in the follow-up or salesy, or they don't want to nag on people? Think about this. Every time you make an appointment with your hairstylist or your dentist, like I just had this past Monday, don't you set an appointment? Don't you have a time to get your hair done? Don't you have a time to get your teeth cleaned? That is an appointment. When they call you the day before, that lovely reminder, right? Isn't that amazing? When they call and remind you, you're usually thankful that they do it. The same applies to this. You need to get their phone number and their information and call them at that time. So if they said 4:30, say, fantastic, what's your phone number? I'll give you a ring at that point in time. You give them a call, and that is your appointment to discuss it. And that way you can get out all the questions, all the fears, all the hesitations, and set expectations with you and with them, right? Works pretty amazing. The call should be, 15, maybe 30 minutes, but set a time frame, because if you're like me, you could talk forever and then they ramble on for a really long time. So get this statistic, you guys. 44% of people in sales give up after one follow-up. I'll repeat that. 44% of people in sales give up after one follow-up. One. What? Do you know how much money and opportunity and teammates and lives it could influence that you're leaving on the table if you do not follow up once? That's it? Sorry, the dog. Meanwhile, get this. 80% of sales are made after 5 follow-ups. 5 follow-ups. That is when the sale, that is when the connection, that is when joining your team, whatever happens. So don't be in that 44% who gives up after once because they feel naggy, right? Those people want what you have. They want either the lip sense or the skincare, or they need this opportunity. I don't know many people who don't need this opportunity, you guys. I don't know many people going around on yachts who don't need some extra money to take care of anything from groceries to a college fund for their kids. So lots of people can benefit. So think of that and don't feel bad about following up. So then I have a lot of ways I follow up, and I've talked about quite a few of them, which is basically keep a log and a notebook of who you talked to, the reason they thought about joining, whatnot, and go back and follow up with them on a routine basis, right? But I also ask people who are in the royal echelon within our company, what are their thoughts on follow-up and how do they do it? So here are some ideas, which I absolutely love. What about voice messaging them? You know, on Facebook Messenger, where there's that little microphone that you can push and you can send them a message saying, hey, girlfriend, you know, just thinking about you. I saw you pop up on my news feed. What are your thoughts on the business opportunity? We haven't talked about it in a while, and things are going, you know, incredibly well over here, right? Send them a personal message. Make it fun, make it lighthearted, make it energetic, and make it about them and how they can benefit. Don't go rambling for 2 minutes. Short and sweet, you know, 15 seconds is totally fine. But I love that idea because then you can bang them out real quick and they're personal, right? You don't want to be copying, pasting all your follow-up messages to everyone because it's then impersonal. If you do this, it's totally personal and directed right at them. 2, you can let them know that the company, SeneGence, is growing. We're exploding and you want them to be with you during this crazy time of growth. This is the time the millionaires are made. This is the time that people's lives are going to be forever changed. And you're going to keep working your team and your business regardless, but you really, really, really like them to join you on this journey. I think that's best delivered in a voice message like I just said, so you can feel the heart in it. Something like that could come off, you know, almost as in like, well, if I can't join now, I can't join ever, right? You just basically want to bring the excitement to them. So just a little caveat about that one. Huge one here. You want leaders, not leaners. You want leaders and not leaners. And by that, what we mean, it's basically, and this is my last point too, is you have a gut feeling about someone, right? If you know that they'd be really, really, really good at this, you owe it to them to keep following up. But if someone acts like they're interested and you followed up multiple times and you're just not feeling it, feel like you've lost that connection, it's kind of forced, go with your gut feeling, right? I've asked many people within our tribe saying, when they've asked, should I follow up again? I say, what do you think you should do? Do you think you should follow up again? Some people have said, no, I think I beat a dead horse. Then let it be. Let it be dead, right? Some people have said, nope, I really have a good feeling about her. Then send her the message, right? Go with your gut feeling. But at the end of the day, we are not convincing anyone to join us. This is an amazing opportunity. It's like no other, and it is not your job to convince people. So there's a difference between follow-up and getting, you know, the rapport going and having them sign up, and then constantly messaging them and giving them, you know, beyond the normal advice and information, right? And at that point, you're just making it a leaner. Basically, you're pushing someone into the business who probably isn't ready, timing might not be right, etc., that you want those people who, within those 3 to 5 follow-ups, are saying like, yep, I'm ready. This is the time. I'm good to go. Let's do this, right? Those are the people you want. So go with your gut feeling. You know if you're kind of pushing someone into this opportunity or when someone's ready to make the leap themselves. And you really want them to make the leap themselves because then they're ready, right? And also about following up with people, when I said it's your job to follow up with people, I know within our tribe, someone had just mentioned, someone said they wanted to purchase some skincare, they wanted to purchase some products, and then never got back to her with the colors or something like that, vice versa. And she simply messaged her and said, hey girl, have you given any more thought about what color you wanted to snag? She's like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot. I wanted to get back to you before the weekend started. Let me go check out the colors right now. And she ended up buying mascara and skincare along with her lip color, right? Sometimes it just requires you to reach out to them because people forget. Life is busy and they don't eat, breathe, sleep SeneGence like we do. They will in due time. And timing is everything, like I mentioned. Timing is everything, and if the timing isn't right for them, put it on your calendar. I straight out ask people when they say, I'm super interested, the time's not right, as soon as I'm done with the school year or whatever. And then I put the reminder for basically the middle of June. Or someone said, I have to work on paying off my dog's medical bill. As soon as that's over, I'll follow up you, and you know, then I'll be in touch. And I said, okay, when do you think that date is that you're going to pay off that credit card, right? Or whatever it may be. Someone had some LuLaRoe to sell off, and she said, as soon as I'm out of debt from that, I'll join this one. I said, all right, girlfriend, when's the last day you're making that last payment? She gave me a date, and you better believe it's in my calendar months away that I'm going to follow up with her because that is my job, right? So in the end, there's lots of ways to follow up. it's a skill that you're going to constantly be working on and improving. It doesn't come naturally, right? Because you're going to feel persistent, but you also, every time you're persistent and you have someone who thanks you for, being patient and understanding that they got the right product, or being patient that now is the right time to join the business. That's what matters, because you genuinely have people's best interest in mind. And if you have their best interest, you have nothing to worry about, right? If you're presenting this opportunity, you're presenting these products because you know that these products are amazing, they're unlike anything else. Same with the business. You don't have to worry about being salesy or bothering them, right? Treat them as a person, treat them the way you'd want to be treated. And I'd want someone to follow up with me if it were this business opportunity, right? So don't stress too much about it. Know that it is your job to track everyone you message and follow up with, so that you have a tracker and you know where you stand. But those people, make sure you follow up with them month after month and get them into sneak peeks, because some people I know within our tribe have been in at least 4 or 5 sneak peeks before they jumped in, and they're running with this business. They had to get the information time and time and time and time again before they were ready to make the jump. So don't give up on people. Go with your gut feeling and follow up, because that is where the fortune is. All right, ladies? All right.